Alright, here's the deal. This is the morning after yesterday evening's hunt. And we ended up with some coons out of that deal yesterday. And that's all we could get. Sometimes it works out like that. Something we like to do on all of our stands is usually end them with some kind of sound like coon distress or gray fox distress, something like that. A lot of times we'll pull in a lot of extra fur that way, rather than just the coyotes and the bobcats that we're typically targeting when we first set down on a stand. And new call we just developed, we call it the MFK pup screamer. It's adding coons and gray fox to the end of a lot of our stands, and that's something that we're ending with. You hear people talk about ending with pup distress, coyote pup distress all the time, and that's something we usually just include in a stand anyway, especially when we're targeting coyotes. And we call in a lot of coyotes, but when you're using that sound, most of the time a coyote's all you're going to pull in. Occasionally I've seen cats come to it, and you get the occasional fox that'll show up on pup distress, but for the most part you're limiting yourself to coyotes. So something we've added to that, even if we've already done coyote pup distress, we'll end a stand with either coon distress or gray fox, or if we're in a really good spot that looks like coons and fox, we may do both. And we add a lot of fur that way, and sometimes salvage a day where we don't get a coyote or a cat. And yesterday afternoon, that's kind of what happened. We went to a new spot we hadn't called before, didn't see a whole lot of coyote sign in the area, didn't have time to go anywhere else. We started all our stands out targeting coyotes or cats, whatever would come in, and ended up not calling any in. But we ended all of those stands with coon distress. We know there's not any fox in the area, so we didn't fool with trying to call for gray fox, but we ended every stand with coon distress and ended up with 4 coons in the daytime, which makes for some fun calling. And we called every one of them in with this new pup screamer. And that's something we figured out. We developed this call mainly for competition use on stage. And we're getting some excellent little coyote pup distress out of it. Then I figured out we could do gray fox with it. Started killing a lot of gray fox with it, and anybody that's used gray fox very much knows it'll call in not only fox but coyotes and cat. Same's true for the coon distress, and that's why we've added those two sounds in to a lot of our stands. But most recent sound that we figured out we could do with this pup screamer is the coon distress, and it's been great. You'll see on the video how well it works, how close they get, and like I said before, you're not limiting yourself to just coons when you're using this sound. You can end a coyote stand with it. You still have the chance of pulling in a coyote, a cat, coon, fox, because it's young raccoon in distress, and predators they'll jump on any easy meal they can come by. So that's something you may want to consider doing from now on, getting you one of these MFK pup screamers and adding that to your bag of tricks, finishing some stands with them, adding a little fur to your pile. What'd you think about it?
Oh man, it's real neat deal. And the thing about it is, when they're coming in really aggressive. It really gets your blood flowing, and it's a great time. They literally act like they want to run right up your pants leg. It'll make you jump, but not if you put them on the ground first. It's an excellent way to really have a good time when you just got limited time to call, or if you got a kid out there or something that you want to take out, and really see a lot of good action. It's a good deal, and it's worked really well for us.
One other thing, these 4 coons, we killed all of these in the daytime, got most of it on film. There's one of these that come in right at dark. We didn't have enough light to see it, but we still had plenty of light, to shoot. So we went ahead and got that coon, didn't get it on film. But that would have been 4 dry stands had we not swapped over and used some coon distress. but we didn't call up a cat or a cow. And like I said before, wasn't a whole lot of sign in there other than coon sign. The area we were calling, there were some cornfields in the surrounding area, and we were calling the woods neighboring those cornfields, and we called up a coon on every stand that would have otherwise been a dry stand. And it's something, even if you don't want to go coyote or cat or fox hunting, you can target strictly coons. A lot of people like to do that. We may do some of it ourselves. We're usually after the bigger predators, but this is another fun way to add fur to your pile and have a good time. And it's quick, it's fast action. You know, we give a coon, you know, 5, 7, 8 minutes, something like that, tops. If he's not there, we move to another spot. So, you know, you're only talking about adding a few minutes to each of your stands, taking a chance on calling a coon, or if you want to run and gun and fill your truck up with something fun, coon calling's a good way to do it. We treat a gray fox just about like we do a coon, and we do it all with this same call. I can even give you a quick demonstration of some of the sounds you can get out of it. I'll allow this one call. Make sure my reeds is separated. That's one thing with diaphragms. If you had never used them before, or if you do use them, you want to make sure your reeds are separated. Otherwise, you won't get the correct sound out of it. This is straight out of the box, just separated the reeds. No warm up on it. So first thing I'll do is the gray fox pup, and then I'll do some coon distress. And this is exactly how I start a stand with either sound and the rhythm that I'm blowing. Gray fox pup is deadly on all predators, but in particular gray fox. We kill a pile of them. Now for some coon distress, and proof's right here what it'll do to them.
I had to look around.
Them coons will surprise you. They will literally run up and get up under the truck with you. We call a lot of these things up right off the road. It's fun. And then a lot of times, in the length of time that I just done that call, when you're there close to them, it doesn't take any longer than that for those coons to be right on top of you. And one other sound that this call does is a really good little, I call it a little coyote pup, because it's got those, you know, the hint of a bark in there occasionally, like a little bitty puppy, a little coyote pup. On our howlers, you can do coyotes and coyote distress on it, but it has the tone of a bigger dog, you know, a grown coyote, where this is more, you know, that true pup sound. And you got your call on you?
No, I don't.
Dave's got one of the best coyote pup distress there is out there, so I was going to let him demonstrate the same call. But I'll give you my version. It'll work. That's 3 sounds on this same call Every one of them are super realistic. It's the MFK Pup Screamer. Get you one, add some fur to your pile. Coons, gray fox coats, and we call cats up with it doing those sounds too. Check us out on our webpage, www.mfkgamecalls.com, and visit us on Facebook, MFK Game Calls. Like us, post your pictures up. We're finna throw these over here in the skinning shed, see if we can go get something else this afternoon. Come with us. MFK all day.